What is up, everybody? This is John Helmkamp with the Red Shirts Fantasy Football Podcast. I am here doing our newest series, the 2020 Rookie Prospect Series, where we are breaking down some incoming rookies, kind of taking a look at their college production, taking a look at their profile, how we think that might compare and translate to the NFL. Also, getting you kind of prepped up for the actual NFL draft taking place next month in about 6 weeks from today when I'm recording this in early March, and also going into your rookie drafts in your dynasty leagues. I have been doing a lot of talking about running backs. Today, I am going to change that up. I am going to Justin Herbert, quarterback out of Oregon, who I think is a really intriguing prospect. So kind of taking a look first and foremost at his profile, his stats, at the college level. First off, we got to back it up a little bit to 2014, when Marcus Mariota was the Heisman Trophy winner, almost led Oregon to a national championship before the college football playoffs. Really was a great prospect, very athletic, could run, could throw, great stats, good completion percentage, had a lot of things going for him. Him and Jameis Winston were the first two overall picks in the NFL draft. He went to the Tennessee Titans, and Marcus Mariota has really not lived up to the hype for what he was in college. So in 2014, Mariota gets drafted. 2015, University of Oregon has a graduate transfer quarterback who did fine. He was really a one-year stopgap, while local boy out of Eugene, Oregon, Justin Herbert, who grew up just miles from the stadium, rooting for the Ducks, always wanted to be the quarterback for the Oregon Ducks, comes in and takes the job in his rookie season in 2016, or not rookie, rather freshman. So his freshman year, 2016, he comes in, he looks good, he shows some promise, puts together some decent numbers. Oregon does just fine. 2017, very similar year. People really started to peg him as being a potential breakout candidate going into his junior year in 2018. And that really looked to be the case early. Justin Herbert started putting together some really good numbers, but then he suffered an injury with his collarbone in his junior year and missed out on, if I remember correctly, I think it was about 6 weeks, might have been 4 to 6 weeks, somewhere in that range. That really set him back. There were a lot of scouts that wanted to see Justin Herbert come out last year after his junior season and see what he can do at the NFL level. Then he decided to return for his senior year, giving it one last go in Oregon, trying to take that team to a national championship. They didn't quite get there. They stubbed their toe late in the season against Arizona State. Didn't make the college football playoffs, but they did win the Rose Bowl. So looking at his stats, his first 2 years, mediocre numbers in terms of basically everything across the board. Most of it has to do with attempts, right? His freshman year, he had 255 attempts. Sophomore year, 206. Junior year, 404. That's when we really started to see the big numbers start to come out of Justin Herbert. 404 attempts, had a just under a 60% completion percentage, which is below what the rest of his college career looked like. He's always been a mid to high 60% guy. That I think has a lot to do with his injury. Had over 3,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's a great ratio in college. This year, 2019, his senior year, he really put together a good case. 428 attempts, 66.8% completion percentage, 3,471 yards. That averages 8.1 yards per attempt, which is great. 32 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. This is a quarterback who came into the combine at 6'6". His measurables, what was his weight? 236 pounds. He is a big dude. He is taller than Ben Roethlisberger, which I've mentioned a couple times. He's a big guy. He's got a absolute cannon for an arm, put together solid numbers, especially in his junior and senior year in college. The 32 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, that's a great ratio. That is a quarterback that takes care of the ball. We've seen recently some quarterbacks come out with turnover problems that have a hard time shaking that. We've seen Jameis Winston, who had troubles turning the ball over in college, and he wasn't able to overcome that. As we all know, he just threw 30 interceptions this last year in the NFL. Herbert is not that guy. He is a guy that has a rocket for an arm, makes smart decisions. I think that he is someone that really is going to translate well to the NFL level. I think that we're going to see him probably be the third quarterback off the board behind Joe Burrow and Tua Tagovailoa. And I think that he is going to have a real chance to solidify himself. I really like him as a prospect. What he did with his statistics looks great. What he put together on tape also looks fantastic. He has the arm. He has an NFL arm. He can make every throw that you want a quarterback to make. There's not a throw that is too much for his arm to do. What I love about him is his ability to take deep shots. He's great as a deep ball thrower. He's good on the intermediate route. The only real knock on him right now coming out is his processing and his decision making. I don't see that as being a huge problem. I think that he has shown that he can do it. I think that he put together great tape. He had a great week at the Senior Bowl, looked fantastic in the Senior Bowl, looked fantastic at the Combine, and I think this is a quarterback to watch. He's going to be a first-round quarterback. He's probably going to be a top 10 quarterback or top 10 draft pick, period, as the number 3 quarterback off the board in this draft class. He's someone really to look out for, someone that you're going to be able to get most likely in the second round of your Superflex rookie drafts coming up. And I think that he's a great value. So that's definitely someone to watch. Justin Herbert, quarterback out of Oregon with a rocket of an arm. Howitzer Herbert out of Eugene, Oregon, someone to take a look at. If you have any other questions, feel free to let me know. My name is John Helmkamp. Find me on Twitter at JCW Helmkamp, right there on the screen. And y'all have a good one. All right, bye.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Red Shirts Fantasy Football Podcast. Hit us up on Twitter at RedShirtsFFPod and check out our website, redshirtsfantasyfootball.com.